Attention, this zone might be too techy for you. Enter at your own risk.
This watch includes the following counties. In Florida: Hardy, Hillsborough, Manatee, Pasco, Pinellas, and Polk.
Anyway, that's not what you're here for, is it? Oh. In case you are not aware, weather tracking is a hobby of mine. I do have an interest in weather. I do know some people who live in the Tampa Bay area in Florida, so as you can see, Florida right here, getting some pretty nasty severe thunderstorms. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning here for Hernando and Sumter counties, and I'm currently watching that on the radar. But that's not what you're here for. I have been debating about creating a channel just for weather. I have been debating about that, so I'll let you know what I come up with, but I'll just zoom out on this so I can easily see if more warnings are posted, and I'll just shrink that. There we go. But you want to talk about tech. That's why you're here. We're not talking about weather today. We're talking about tech today. But what I want to talk to you about is, let's flash back to 1997. Apple near bankruptcy in 1997. Steve Jobs came back as the interim CEO of Apple after Gil Amelio, who was the CEO of Apple at the time, bought out, decided that Apple should buy Next, which was Steve Jobs' other computer company, for I think it was $420 million, all in cash, and that's quite interesting for a company that was headed toward bankruptcy. And that brought Steve Jobs back as the interim CEO. At Macworld that same year, there was a big deal made between Apple and their rival company, Microsoft. And this deal composed of a lot of different things. They bought Apple stock, they had Java compatibility, patent settlement and cross-license, a whole bunch of different things. And one thing a lot of people, I think, scorned upon at first was Internet Explorer being the default browser on the Mac. But you also got to think back in 1997, IE was a pretty damn good browser. So we're going to see how well or how terrible IE performs in 2014 as a web browser. So I can't run it on my MacBook Pro anymore, so I'm going to run it on the iBook. Now, if you're not familiar with the iBook, you watched me unbox this back in September. This was a new old stock item. I bought it off eBay for, I think it was it was a good deal. It was like 120 something, I believe. And brand new in the box. I got everything that came with it, all the restore discs, everything. I still have the box, everything. So let's go ahead and fire this baby up. So the specs on this machine is a 1.33 gigahertz G4 with 512 megabytes of RAM and a 40 gigabyte hard drive. Now back in 2005, that was some pretty damn good specs for a consumer-oriented machine. But in 2014, not so good. The 1.33 gigahertz processor is not too bad, but the 512 megs of RAM is really what sets this machine back. I do plan on getting the 1 gig module for this, so I can upgrade it to a full 1.5 gigabytes. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to see how well or how terrible IE performs as a browser on this computer. Now, I make this video to kind of document the experiences of IE, just in case if you guys have never seen IE and how terrible it performs as a browser today. I thought I would just kind of document it. I think everybody kind of knows how terrible it is, but anyway, so I downloaded Internet Explorer, as you can see right. Okay, we're not gonna. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, nope, that gets crappy, so we're not gonna do that. As you can see, I downloaded Internet Explorer right there. I have it in the dock, so let's go ahead and click it. This is the last version of IE to be made for the Mac, which is version 5.2. And here it is. Now, I've already set Google as the home page rather than the default MSN page. Why is this coming up as it's dark in here? That's interesting. But anyway, I set Google as the home page because the MSN default page is quite slow and it doesn't really render. So we're going to see what renders and what doesn't on such a browser. But anyway, let's go ahead and try the Apple homepage, where I think everybody would go first. Oh, I have to do www, so we gotta do that. What am I typing? I don't know. If I had any idea what I was typing, that'd be great. Just gonna check on our severe weather. You know, I'd rather be dealing with severe thunderstorms right about now rather than all this snow that we have currently up here in New York. It's why I can't wait to move down south. I know the South has been currently dealing with some ice storms and some snowstorms. This is actually the second time they've been dealing with a snowstorm this year. I don't know when the last time that happened, but yeah, that warning still goes on until 5 o'clock, right? Okay. It doesn't look like we're going to get anywhere past this. Well, let's try stop. Hit the refresh. Let's try that. And we are connected over a wireless connection, by the way. As you can see right there. There's no Ethernet cord dangling. Oh, there it is. That light's back up. There's no Ethernet cord dangling off of here somewhere. Okay, so it looks like the Apple homepage is a bust. It's not going to load. So that's one site we can put on our list of sites. We just get that little spinning little gear. So, let's try a more modern site. Let's try Facebook. And we get this lovely little warning here. Continue. Yeah. Okay, so we do have a login field. So let's go ahead and log in, shall we? I'll let you look at the radar while I log in. We'll at least attempt to, anyway. Now, why? Now, this kind of brings up the question: why would you download Internet Explorer? Well, I don't know. But if you do have some sort of reason to ever try this on your own, then I kind of would like to document this for you. So we're going to click the login button and click send. What? It just took me back to the login page. Well, let's try that one more time. And I get a notification for something. Woohoo! Notification. Okay, spell it right. I hope. Spell my own password, that might help. Aish. Okay, we're going to click the login button and send. No. Okay, so it is not going to let us log into Facebook, so Facebook is a no. So not sure what's going on there. That's a little interesting. Okay, so Facebook's a no. Let's try Twitter. Come on. And it looks like that's pretty much all we're going to get out of Twitter, too. Not entirely sure what's going on here, but yeah. It looks like Twitter's a no. I'll just try refreshing it just in case. No, so it doesn't look like we're going to get anywhere. The cursor turns to this little thing right there. And we just get this little loading bar. So Twitter looks to be a no. You know, the big old Family Feud X. So anyway, so Twitter's a no. again, this is pretty darn useless. But let's try, one site I do know that will work is Yahoo, and I want to show you this. Because, you see, the Yahoo, the Yahoo site will, maybe not, we'll just keep getting warnings popping up. But we get the Yahoo site here, but you notice the normal home site doesn't come up. Like here, I'll show you on my MacBook Pro. Here, here I'll show you, like here on my Yahoo page. You can see we get that on the Yahoo page, but over here, not so much. But one thing you can do here is it gives you a search field. So let's search for something. Let's search for iBook G4. And we're just going to get all these warnings. That's just going to pop up. Oh, that's interesting. We get a search field, but when we try to search for something, you just get a white screen. There's no loading bar, nothing happening. So, interesting. Let's try YouTube. Now, on the YouTube interesting portion of this, though, even if, yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get anything, just a white screen, it looks like, pretty much. Yeah, it looks like all we're going to get here. Even if YouTube did work, YouTube would not play. I don't think it would play, not because of the computer as much as it is Flash for the browser. So Flash is not supported on the G4 systems anymore, but it's still a relatively current version, I think from 2010, I think, or 2011 or some year, but I don't think it would work even if YouTube would show up. So I want to go back to Google because I do want to show you that Google search actually does work. So with Google search, I'll just go back home and I'll search for the same thing here for iBook G4, and we'll enter that. Yep, all that happy fun stuff. Type iBook right. I put a slash in between iBook. Oh no, the spinning wheel of death. Wah wah wah. Ah, there it is. So you can see it comes up here, and I'll even go to Google Images and show you that you get the old images page. Alright, nice. So yeah, you get the old images site when you do this. But yeah, I think we can pretty much declare IE dead. So IE 5.2 dead for modern browsing. I think pretty much almost everybody knew this. I just wanted to kind of document it. Oh, we have another severe thunderstorm warning. Getting back to the weather real quick right here. And that is for the county of Lake, Florida. And this has been issued by the National Weather Service in Melbourne. Right there. Okay, back on topic. Focus! So, back on topic. We'll talk about weather some other day. But not today. But talking about the G4 systems, you know, Internet Explorer's incompatibility isn't because of the system. I mean, even though this is still running Tiger, and I have no plans on upgrading this to Leopard either, because I feel that you don't need to upgrade a G4 or any PowerPC system to Leopard for that matter, unless you have like a G5 Power Mac. If you have like a Power Mac G5 or an iMac G5, then I would say upgrade. But if you have a G4, I would say don't. Because I don't think Leopard was optimized for PowerPC. It was more geared toward Intel. When they came out with Leopard, it was really a sign that, hey, you know, we're going to be leaving you behind. So upgrade now. At least in my opinion, that's what I felt. So I'm going to keep this at Tiger. I have no plans of really upgrading this, besides the RAM anyway. But it isn't so much the OS as it is just the browser is just so friggin' old it just won't render anything. Now the PowerPC world of browsing is quite limited already, because nobody makes browsers for these systems. They don't want to make software for these anymore either. But there's two browsers I use on this system. Something called 10.4 I just changed the logo to the old Firefox icon, and WebKit. Now this WebKit version is a modern version of Safari. I don't know what version they're implementing, but it's a more modern version that has source code that's been built into it to run on this system. And 10.4 Fox is a project that's meant to bring modern Mozilla Gecko browsing engine code onto a browser for PowerPC. So let's click on 10.4 Fox just to show you that I'm not fooling you here and that it actually is 10.4 Fox and I just changed the logo. Which you can do. Maybe I'll make a tech tip video and show you how to change the logo of, show you change the icon of applications and stuff. But yeah, 10.4 Fox I think is what I think most people on PowerPC systems use because it really implements Firefox really well. See, that's the official logo. I just changed it to that, and I'll go to, you know, about the 10.4 Fox browser, and there it is. So yeah, those are the two main browsers that I use, is 10.4 Fox and this version of WebKit. I do have Camino on here, but unfortunately Camino is no longer being developed. And I think most people said that Camino was the best browser for speed and just overall compatibility for these systems. But unfortunately, the development stopped, I think, sometime last year, so sad face. But yeah, so also there is another browser on here that I want to show you. Now, I made this video on my MacBook Pro about a year ago, where I documented Netscape Navigator running on my MacBook Pro. And there it is right there. I'm not really going to show it to you on the system, just browse my channel. I think the name of that video is Netscape Navigator on a MacBook Pro. So browse my channel for that and you'll find it. It's quite obsolete. I think that version of Navigator goes back until like 2008. So it's old, but it's a lot better than IE, and it renders things perfectly, and I could even sign into my Facebook and stuff. But we still had rendering issues, but it worked a lot better. So, you know, there's no point in me doing another video showing you Navigator, because I already did it on the MacBook Pro, so, you know, it's pretty much the same. So, you know, but anyway, we can officially stick a fork in IE and say it is dead. And just for the time being, to end this video, I'm going to let you guys take a look at the severe weather. Let me just refresh the radar here. One thing I don't like about this radar program that I use is it doesn't refresh on its own. It's really annoying. I'm going to be upgrading to a better weather program, better radar program, because it doesn't refresh. It sucks. But anyway, here it is for you guys. If you live in Florida, on today's date is Wednesday, February 12th of 2014. You are getting pounded with severe storms today. So stay safe, everyone, if you're in this area. Here's severe storms, and I'm going to leave you with that. Have a good day, guys. Since the day I was born, knew I had it. I didn't mean to spit flames, but you know how I do. Got that belt on my waist, come and grab it. I'm not conceited how I'm lying, bitch, I'm better than you.